Hello. God damn it, I did it again. Oh my god. Okay, there. We got it. It's fine. Everything's cool. Even. Okay. Turn this down a little more. I have no idea how the audio levels are here. It's been a bit since I've streamed, so I just realized that's gonna say bum until anyone in chat comes in because I was testing. But you know what? I've too far gone. I'm not fucking with it. So today, I decided to rank every single Pokemon in the entire series because I don't know. I need a finite, definitive tier list of all my favorite Pokemon so I know which ones are great and which ones fucking suck. So we're going to get started. And we're going to start with Gen 1. So Bulbasaur. I have always loved Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is one of my favorite guys. Whenever I play Gen 1, I usually pick Bulbasaur just because I usually don't tend to pick Charmander that much. Like, that whole line I tend not to pick, but I think that's because part of me, when I first played the game, didn't really want to pick the popular choice. I wanted to pick my own thing. And Bulbasaur was just that little guy that I really liked. I also pick Squirtle from time to time, but for the most part, I pick Bulbasaur. And I should have said this already. I can, in the video, I'll fix it post-editing. But we're going to be ranking them from the top being godlike Pokemon, to pretty epic, to good guys, like they're good guys, to they're okay, meaning I have a bit of positive feelings for them. You know, I get them, I get it, but you know, I don't love it. No feelings, absolutely zilch, right down the middle. I have no thoughts on them. Bad guys, those guys that are not good. Tear my eyes out. Looking at them makes me want to die, and then I want them extinct, meaning I have a specific hatred for them, and I want them to never exist. I don't like them. But yeah, for Bulbasaur, I would say Bulbasaur definitely, he's a good guy. I think Bulbasaur is a good guy. You know, something about him. You could see him and be like, he's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. Ivysaur, on the other hand, is pretty epic, I think. Now, dependent on who you are, you may think Ivysaur is kind of lame. You may think he's pretty alright, you know, all things considered. Nobody really looks at middle evolutions and thinks they're amazing, but I think Ivysaur is a really good middle evolution. I also like the change from the green to the more cyan color palette, with more green staying on the leaves, you know, as it evolves into Venusaur. Which Venusaur, I think, is pretty epic as well. I like Venusaur quite a bit. Something about him, something about the way he looks is very, you know, I always respect the on fours Pokemon starters because they tend to not do that too much anymore. But yeah, I tend to like the on all fours starters. So, big fan of Venusaur. I think he's a cool guy. I don't know if we're going to look at the Dynamax in Mega forms. I think we're going to keep those separate. So much so that I think I need to... I didn't do that. No, go down. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, Charmander. Charmander is he's an alright guy. I think he's okay. don't really feel too strongly. I definitely think he's above they're okay. I definitely think that Charmander is a good guy. I think he's good. I think he's cute. A little bald for me for a starter, but you know what? We all start out somewhere, and I can't really blame him for that. Now, Charmeleon, I don't know about Charmeleon. It's right in between. He might be okay, but that's the thing. I don't know. Something about him is keeping me away from it, but I can't say I don't have any feelings for him. You know, I'm gonna say he's okay. Charizard. This is the big boy that everyone loves. You either love Charizard or you hate him because he's in all the games now, and you fucking hate that shit. Personally, they use Charizard a little too much, but I can admit that they kind of, I get it. I get it. But oversaturation, and I'm thinking about Smash Bros as well, because the Smash effect really can do that to me, and I didn't really like him as a character in just Smash 4. I'm glad Pokemon Trainer came back in Ultimate, but in turn, I don't use Charizard that much. But I want to call him a good guy. I want to call him a good guy because his Mega Charizard X and his Shiny are really cool. I think those are really great, and they really help carry him. Now, Squirtle, I always loved Squirtle. He's just a cute little turtle. He's just a cute little blue turtle guy. And, something about that speaks to me. It speaks to the heart. He's a... You know what? I'd go far to say that Squirtle is pretty epic. Okay? I think Squirtle is pretty epic. Wartortle is lesser so because they add... The design for Wartortle made it seem like it was going in a completely different direction, but ultimately it really didn't go that direction. But I like Wartortle. I like that direction it was going in. It just didn't happen. So I'm going to call him a good guy. Not because he misled me, but just because, he's a good guy. He, shouldn't go down at all, even though he misled me. He's just kind of slick. He's kind of cool. I like him. Now, over time, Blastoise, I think, has become my probably least favorite final evolution of the first gen. And that's just because the other two are so insanely good. Blastoise seems kind of weird. He's just a big turtle. He has 2 guns on his shell, which is pretty cool. Definitely still think he's a good guy, but I feel like he's a bit, there's something about him that could be cooler. Like with his Mega where he has the arm cannons. I think that's pretty badass. I think that helps him stay as a good guy all around. We're on to Caterpie. And Caterpie, if you don't know, I've become a fan of bug Pokemon because of one specific run I did as my first and only playthrough of Sword and Shield. I used only bugs. And it was a great playthrough. Really fun. It wasn't hard at all. But I still did it. And I grew an attachment to bugs because of that. To bug-type Pokemon. Now, Caterpie, as a bug type, he is okay. They're okay. I don't think too strongly about Caterpie. Metapod is kind of funny. And when you take into account being funny, he's a good guy. No, I can't stick with good guy on him. I gotta go. He's okay. I don't think. I think nicely of Metapod, but not enough to call him a good guy. And then Butterfree, I also think it's just okay. It's just a butterfly. Overall, perfectly fine line. Weedle is also right next to Caterpie. I think Weedle's okay. Kakuna is a cock. Kakuna, as some people call it. Definitely no real feelings towards Kakuna. I'm gonna be honest, but Beedrill's fucking cool. I mean, I don't care if Butterfree is technically the better Pokemon. Beedrill is just fucking badass. You just gotta look at him. He's fucking cool. You got the stinger hands. Really fucking brings out how cool of a guy that Beedrill is. So cool. I'd say he's pretty epic. Thanks to the help of his Mega. Okay. Pidgey is a bird, and I really don't have much of an opinion on him. He's just kind of a bird. No real feelings towards Pidgey. Pidgeotto is okay as well. It's just a slightly better Pidgey, you know. Still, I would say Pidgeotto's okay, but Pidgeot is probably just okay as well. I really don't have a lot of feelings towards the Pidgey line at all. Hi, Juby. Yes, we are ranking all the Pokemon. That's what we're doing today. And I can already tell I have my work cut out for me. But that's besides the point. We're on Rattata. And we're going to start with normal Rattata. Regular old Rattata. I can't think of much to say about Rattata. He's just a big mouth little purple rabbit boy. He's okay. He's fine. Raticate, I've grown to respect Raticate because Raticate's pretty powerful. And I think that's pretty good and pretty cool. I think that's a good thing to know about Raticate. But I don't think it's enough to pull him out of just being okay. And then the Alolan forms, I really have no feelings towards at all. I think the Dark type is pretty cool to have on him, but I really don't think much else is, you know. I don't think much else is really great about it. Fearow, it's Spearow and Fearow. I think. I don't know. I feel bad for a lot of these Gen 1 Pokemon, because a lot of these Gen 1 Pokemon, they're just okay. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything that strong for them. And that's especially the case here. I really... I'm going to go forward to say I don't feel anything for Spearow, but I think Fearow is fine. I think Fearow's okay. Spearow is just like another bird. It's literally like right next to Pidgey for me. There's another bird. Doesn't really do anything. Ekans. Ekans is snake backwards. That's all its gimmick really is. It's a poison snake. You know, the backwards name, whether you find it stupid or endearing, it's whatever. I'm gonna say it's okay. But Arbok's a pretty good guy, I think. He's a pretty cool man. This is the first actual, like, kind of badass Pokemon design outside of, like, the starters that exist. It's, like, right next to Beedrill, you know. They're pretty cool. I think Beedrill, ultimately, is just a better, like, final evolution design for that line. But Arbok is still really cool. It also helps that Cobra backwards sounds cooler than Snake backwards. I'm sorry, Ekans sounds wrong to me, but Arbok sounds like an 8-year-old came up with it, but in like the cool way. There's a lot of art of Pikachu, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting rid of them. Thank God that doesn't get picked up. So my roommate's behind me, and he just started messing with his playing cards. Or not, yeah, playing cards. and like they sounded loud enough that I thought it'd get picked up, but it didn't. Like I looked at the microphone, like the bar, and it didn't get picked up at all. I was just like, oh no, that'll be annoying to hear back on recording, but no, that's fine. All right, we're on Pikachu now. Pikachu is one of the most I feel nothing Pokemon out there, but he gets bumped up to me because I like how he plays in Super Smash Brothers. And I think that matters. I think it matters. I think it does. Like, if I find the character fun to play in any circumstance, then, you know, I gotta like the character, at least a little bit. Pikachu, I'm gonna put under good guys. I feel good with him being there, just because he's always had my back whenever I got him in Smash through random, or if I just pick him because I like him. Raichu is also a good guy, and that's just because I think he's cool. I think Raichu is the coolest out of the entire Pikachu line, just because, like, he switches from like the really bright yellow to more of like a orange, kind of electricity. Like, not even orange, it's like still yellow, but it's like a darker yellow, and I think that's really cool looking. And he's a lot, like, it shows a lot more of like the electric parts of him, I feel. Alolan Raichu, unpopular opinion, I still think he's a good guy, but I think he's lesser than Raichu. I want to start ordering these from which ones are my favorite, so I'm going to probably start doing that right now. Venusaur probably up top right now. Ivysaur above Squirtle? No, I think that's fine. I think this is fine. Let's see. Who's the best good guy we got here? I think Bulbasaur is my favorite good guy we got. I think Raichu's right up there. Charmander's honestly kind of lower. I think Arbok is more here. Alolan Raichu. I like it more than... I like it more than Charizard. That's for sure. Let's see. Wartortle. I think Arbok's cooler. I think Wartortle's cooler than Charmander. I think Blastoise is cooler than Charmander. I think Charmander's better than Pikachu. I think this is good for this. No, I really don't think I'll be moving the ones under the good guys, because I just kind of place them there because it's like I really don't have strong feelings, so it really doesn't change that much. But Sandshrew. Sandshrews a good... Jesus, a good fucking guy, dude. I love Sandshrew. I love looking at his stupid face. He's a little doofy guy. I'd put him above Bulbasaur. I think he's cooler than Bulbasaur. Sandslash is pretty epic. I think Sandslash is cool. I wish he was better because I want to use Sandslash more. Sandslash, cool guy. I would put him... That's hard. I actually think I'm going to move Beedrill above Squirtle and put... Yeah, I put Sandslash above Ivysaur. The Alolan forms, since Gen 7 is one of the ones I'm least experienced with, I don't really care too much for it. So, the designs, though, they're pretty good. I like them, but I don't know enough about them to call them good guys. So I'm going to put them in they're okay. You know, I don't know what they're fully about. Nidoran female. So I'm gonna do all the I'm gonna do Nidoran and Nidorino right now, and then we'll do Nidoqueen and Nidoking after that. I think I like Nidoran male more because he's cuter. He has his little horn out. I think he's definitely a good guy. Above Pikachu. Nidoran female, it's okay. You know, it's not bad. It's not a bad design by any means, but it's just okay. Nidorino and Nidorina are the epitome of it's a middle evolution, so it goes right in there. You know, it's okay. You know, they work their role pretty well. I would say I prefer Nidorina to Nidorino, but Nidoqueen and Nidoking. I think Nidoqueen. Squirtle. Hydro. Right here. I think Nidoqueen's pretty epic, personally. I like how she becomes a tall, defensive, kind of like motherly stature, and I think that's really cool. I think that really works for Nidorino. Nidoking, Nidoqueen. Nidoking, on the other hand, I think he's still very cool. Definitely high on the good guys. I like Sandshrew more, I would definitely say. I think I might like Bulbasaur more. Raichu. Oh, this one's hard. No. Yeah. Gate kept by Alolan Raichu, I think. Clefairy. I honestly do have I have no feelings towards Clefairy. Clefable is a little better. Clefable is okay. Vulpix. I always thought Vulpix was kind of cute, kind of cool. Definitely a good guy. Do I like it more? Do I like it more than Blastoise? Yes. Pretty good right there. I like that one. And then Ninetales is pretty epic. I love the look of Ninetales. Ninetales is so cool. I barely get to use it whenever I play Pokemon, but I like Ninetales a lot. But where do I put Ninetales is the question. Above Nidoqueen. And I think this is a Alolan Vulpix and a Alolan Ninetales. These go into they're okay. They're just kind of snow forms of the other ones, and I prefer the fire forms personally, but I think the idea is cool. I also just haven't used them, so I don't really have much connection to them. Jigglypuff. So I have a lot of feelings on Jigglypuff. I like Jigglypuff and what Jigglypuff stands for. But at the same time, I hate Jigglypuff and everything it stands for. If you know what that, if you get it. Because in Pokemon, it's not very useful at all. In Smash Bros. As an unlockable character is a pretty fun unlock. In Smash Ultimate, I hate this fucking thing, not because it's actually that great in that game, but my roommate who is behind me fucking loves doing like shit into sleep with Jigglypuff. So I'm going to go ahead and say, the more I talk about it, the more I think Jigglypuff is bad guy. I think Jigglypuff's a bad guy. You know, not a big fan. Wigglytuff, literally no feelings. It just goes from a bad guy to a midlife crisis person. You know, I don't really care. Zubat, I used to hate Zubat, but I love Zubat now. You know, I think he's charming. You know, he's got something to him. You know, I think Zubat is a good guy. Probably the bottom of our good guys list right now. Maybe above Pikachu. I'm going to say above Pikachu. and Nidoran male. I think Charmander's going to gatekeep it. Golbat, no feelings. I usually don't care about Golbat at all. Oddish. Something about Oddish. There's something about Oddish I really like. I think Oddish is pretty epic. Where would I put Oddish? We got an ad break. Oddish, I think above Nidoqueen. I think it's above Nidoqueen. I really like Oddish. Oddish is really cool. Gloom is okay. You're okay. I think it's funny that looks very sleepy and looks like he has some sort of after late night fun on his face, but we can't control that. And then Vileplume goes right back up to pretty epic. I like Vileplume. I don't know if I like it as much as Oddish, though. I think its nubs for hands and feet definitely help it out. It's right close. It's really close. I think I'll put it above Oddish. I think I like Vileplume more. Paris. So I tried to care about Paris at some point. I got it in like Pokemon Go, and I've never seen it before. And I was like, oh, Paris. That's cool. And then I tried to I don't know, something about him is not working for me. I haven't played Legends Arceus, so I don't even know the legendary thing that people justify to hate this motherfucker. But for me, it's fine. I have no strong feelings on him at all. Parasect kind of goes the same way, except I think he's a little cooler looking, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in there okay. I remember when I first encountered a Venonat. Venonat was pretty interesting, to say the least. I definitely think Venonat is an okay guy. Venomoth has such stupid eyes that I actually think it falls right next to Venonat, and they're okay. I was first time I saw Venomoth, I didn't really care, but the more I look into its eyes, it got me. It reeled me in a little bit. Diglett. I just don't know. I don't know about Diglett. Never really got a use for it. Whenever I play Pokemon, the only thing it's given me is Diglett memes, which I don't really care about. So I'm going to go ahead and say they're okay, because some of the ideas of what's under Diglett is funny. But Dugtrio, no feelings on them, just because it's two more Digletts. They just came up, and they're there now. I really do not care about Dugtrio at all. And then the Alolan forms of them? I look at this guy, no feelings on him. It's just a slightly more cooked Diglett with a little hairs on him, that's fine. I don't really care. This motherfucker, I'm they're not so ugly that I want to tear my eyes out, but the blonde's not working for him. Bad guys. They're bad guys. Bad guys are even thinking that they could do it. So take that as a lesson. You'll become a bad guy if you pick a bad hair color. Then we got Meowth. Other than being okay in the anime, not really much, so I'm just going to put him under there okay, because, in the anime he's fine. Persian is just a fucking cat, and, the color on it's pretty cool. I think there's parts about it I like. I was gonna put it in no feelings, but then I found out that I have feelings, but they're only okay. So it's whatever. And then we got um, Alolan Meowth and Alolan Persian. These are some true no feelings Pokemon for me. I really do not care for these. Maybe Alolan Meowth goes into it's okay just because it has a sassy pose that I like, and I really like that he's bringing out his side. You know, he's showing you what he's got, and I think that's respectable. I respect it. I respect it. And then Galarian Meowth. Oh. Oh, I hate it. I don't like it. I hate Galarian Meowth quite a bit. I kind of want it to die. Honestly, I kind of want it extinct. I want I want it extinct, but at the same time, he doesn't know any better. You know, it just kind of happened. He like some crossbreeding went on, and that's how he showed up in Galar. So I'm gonna say I'd rather tear my eyes out because later we're gonna see the adult version of that, and that's when I'm killing it. I don't fucking like them. Psyduck is funny. And I think being funny is pretty good. So I think Psyduck's a good guy. The more I look at him, the more I want to bring him even higher up. How high up in good guys do I think? Higher than Alolan Raichu. We'll go with that. Golduck takes Psyduck and makes him usable in like battle, but doesn't really do much else with it because you can't really beat Psyduck in terms of looks if you're going to evolve from that. Golduck is okay. Mankey, the main thing about Mankey that I think of is its evolution and that it has a funny little dance in the 3D games. That funny little dance has gained my respect a bit, so it's okay. Primeape, kind of cool. Kind of cool, not gonna lie. It gets better, but he's kind of cool. Right now, he's, I think I have to put him at the top of they're okay, though, because he gets angry a lot. I don't think that's a good guy, you know? If someone gets that mad, I think they have some things on him that don't work. So I'm gonna say he's okay. Growlithe is a fucking adorable dog, man. Like, you can't hate Growlithe. If you hate Growlithe, you're not fit to have pets. Put it right next. No, higher. I'll put it higher than Psyduck even. Raichu? Right next to Sandshrew. No. Right next to Ivysaur. Bulbasaur, I mean. Right next to Bulbasaur. Yeah, no, I really like Growlithe. He's a cute little guy. He's a lot to prove. Arcanine is also just beautiful, but he'd also be like the best boy to pet, you know? Right next to Growlithe, just because to me they fall. To me, like, this is such a great evolution because it really is just Growlithe, but as a bigger dog, and I like that. You know, I like having the dog grow. You can pet him more. Big fan. What's this form of Growlithe? Hisuian. No feelings on these guys. I haven't used them. I haven't played it, so I have no feelings. Maybe. Whatever. I have no feelings on them. Haven't used them. Have no history with them. I do like that he can't see, though. I think that's funny. Poliwag. You know, something about Poliwag is like, okay. It's fine. I think he's cute. I think he's cute. Not cute enough to be a good guy, you know? Poliwhirl looks so much like a mascot that I think that's great. I think he is a good guy because of that. He uses his intestines for entertainment of other people, and I think that's a good cause. So we're going to put him as a good guy. Pretty low on good guy, though. Probably under Pikachu. And then Poliwrath just gets mad. So, like, it's just Poliwhirl, but, like, a little angrier, a little stronger. Like, he got a bit swole. You can see it. So, just okay. You know, it's not too big of a difference from Poliwhirl. Abra. So the main thing I think about with Abra is that when you get into that point, like where you find an Abra, you always pop off because you have the one shot to get it, and if you catch it, that's huge because you get a very, very good Pokemon on your team. That being said, training it sucks, so that's kind of the trade-off. And the way to catch it is really rough. I would say that Abra is just a little, you know, it's okay. I think Abra's definitely okay. I don't think I'm getting much out of it other than like the initial hype. Hot take, I think Kadabra is cooler than Alakazam just because of its little marks on its like stomach. I think that's pretty great. Big fan. I think he's a good guy because of it. Probably pretty low on good guy though. I don't know how high up I'd put him. I think bottom works. And then Alakazam is like top of their okay. Just because it, like, he does look like a fully evolved version of the line, but I wish they did more with like the marks on Kadabra's stomach. Machop is like the most no feelings Pokemon I have. Like the only thing I have with him is that he has a bit of spunk and he's trying his best, and I think that's admirable, but I really don't feel anything else towards him. And then Machoke is also in no feelings. I almost put him in bad guys just because everyone that is very, very like furry masculine, they love the idea of Machoke doing things to them, and I don't like thinking about that because that is I don't even know what it is, so that's like the issue. But I don't think I should justify that for me putting him as a bad guy because he like that's other people's like thoughts. They don't that's not his fault. And then Machamp, I actually think he's a good guy, but that's mainly because in Pokken Tournament he's really fun to play, which I haven't played that game in a bit. I still have it, but I haven't played it in a while. I like Machamp for that though. I think he's a fun little character to play in that game. Put him above Kadabra, maybe no, because Pikachu Libre is fun in there too. Right there's fine. Bellsprout looks like a pea shooter from Plants vs Zombies, and that's awesome. I think that's pretty epic, honestly. I think he's pretty epic, just for that fact alone. He's pretty cool. Big fan of Bellsprout. Weepinbell looks like someone bought a toy online, and I don't like it. I don't like it because of that. I honestly would call Weepinbell a bad guy. Victreebel takes that idea a little bit and makes it weirder and grosser, but in a way where I think he's kind of cool. Specifically, I'm thinking of the Gen 5 animation that he has, the sprite animation. I think that's a good way to show him in movement. I don't want to put him in good guys. Definitely top of they're okay, though. Tentacool is one of those Pokemon where, you know, I grab it, you know, I get it in the water, and I don't really think much of it because it's just a little squid octopus guy. You know, he's kind of cool. He's okay. You know, definitely okay. But the reason I'm only having him in okay is because I underestimate him all the time. Tentacruel is pretty badass. I like Tentacruel. Wasn't big on him at first, but when I added him to my team, he was a pretty hard carry, and I think his design has grown on me quite a bit. You know, I'm going to say the Tentacruel's a good guy. Definitely above Kadabra. Geodude. Oh, man. So, I like Geodude. I think he's funny. I think it's cool that he's a rock with 2 hands, and anybody that says that's bad, well, you design a rock with something then. You make a rock interesting. Geodude, kind of a good guy. I think he's right next to Psyduck. I like Geodude. Graveler. So, here's a history with me that will never be in video form. So, I did a Soul Link with one of my friends. This one. And, yeah, one of my carry on my team for that Soul Link was Graveler, and I named him the Codemeister. And that's because we were watching a lot of Total Drama Island, and the very first episode, they call Cody the Codemeister, and I think that's really funny. So I named him that. And ever since I've gotten a Graveler or a Golem on my team, I've named it the Codemeister, and I've never gone back. He's a staple. He's continuously helped me through any of my runs. Honestly, because they both carried a lot, they're both godlike. I would say Golem more so than Graveler, just because I like the design more. But Graveler's also a pretty cool guy. I think they're, I think I have to put Graveler down to pretty epic though. Just to make it fair. And then the Alolan forms, literally no feelings on. Never used it. Hi, Danny. Oh. How are you doing? Are you saying you're old because it's your birthday? Or am I going crazy in that assumption? I might be going crazy. You can tell me if I am. Billy Hatcher is 20 years old. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Damn, that game is old. That means I'm older than Billy Hatcher? Fuck. That's a loss. I take that as a loss, personally. Alright, we'll do Ponyta. Ponyta is conceptually very cool. I'd call Ponyta a good guy, definitely. Better than Tentacruel. That's insane. You've been playing it for that long. I don't have a memory with a game like where I've played it since it released. You know? Yeah, I just have the Gen 9 soundtrack playing in the back because it's all pretty good background music. Rapidash is just takes the idea of Ponyta, makes it cooler, Definitely, I would say pretty epic, for sure. Walrein, we'll get to Walrein. It'll be a bit, but we'll get there. The Galarian forms, I believe these are the Galarian forms of Ponyta and Rapidash, are honestly, I'd put them right next to their OG counterparts. Just because I respect them, I respect them a lot. I think a Flaming Horse is cooler than a Unicorn, but I can't deny that a Unicorn is pretty badass. It just works, it works really well for them. Slowpoke. Slowpoke originally was really high for me. I really liked Slowpoke, but over time he's kind of gone down on my pedestal. He's definitely a good guy still though. Definitely a good guy. I cannot tell what is what. I'm assuming this is the Mega. And then this is Slowbro. Slowbro. It's like right next to Slowpoke. I think it's funny that there's a shell eating his ass. I think that's pretty endearing. No feelings on the Galarian forms. Just because it just looks like Slowbro, but he got some paint on his face. And I haven't used it, so I really don't have many thoughts on it. Magnemite, cute little guy, useful little guy. You know, you don't complain when you find a Magnemite. I think that alone, like, he's a good guy because of that. He, like, you know what you're getting. The Magneton is just 3 of them. Design-wise, kind of lame, but I'm still gonna put it next to Magnemite because it's useful. You know, it's a good Pokemon. Not gonna complain about it. Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is okay. You know, it's a bird with a leak. I get it. You know, I get what they're going for. I don't remember what form it is, but I'm going to put it right next to normal Farfetch'd because, you know, to me it's kind of just another version of Farfetch'd to get to. I think this is Galarian. I don't know if there is a Galarian Farfetch'd. I know that Surfetch'd is Galarian, though. So that's... I don't know. You know, that's just kind of what I think. Doduo is okay. You know, it's a 2-headed bird. Dodrio is a little cooler. I'd call him a good... Would I call him a good guy? I haven't used him. So I don't know if I'd call him a good guy. Definitely okay, for sure. Seal, outside of having a terrible name, he's cute. You know, he's a little mouth out. You know, we got several horns, lots of effort. You know, he's a cute guy. But I think the name holds him back. I think he's okay. And then Dewgong is pretty. You know, it's a pretty Pokemon. Definitely a good guy. But I don't know where I'd put it on here. I think bottom of good guy because it's a little naked to me. But other than that, good guy. With Grimer, I specifically think about, I don't remember what gen or like what game. It's Gen 3, I know that. But it's the sprite of Grimer where he has his hands up and he's saying hi to you, and I always feel very happy when I see him do that to me. He makes me feel like I'm a good guy, so in terms of respect, I'm going to call him a good guy right next to Nidoran. And then Muck flips me off, so honestly, I kind of want to kill him. I think he's a bad guy because he flipped me off. Not even to think about like the one where he's made of shards and Play-Doh. Pretty bad. Not great. This Grimer's at least also happy, but I think he looks kind of disgusting and really bad even. But, you know, I like him still. I put him as okay. I do not remember the name of this. Shelder, that's the name. Shelder. Oh my god, there's so much Gen 1 left still. Let's see, Shelder. Honestly, no feelings. No feelings on Shelder. And Cloyster, I don't know whether to feel good or bad about, because it's a vagina, but it's a useful vagina. Ghastly's the ball of gas, you know? The big ball of gas that everyone is just like, oh, I need a Ghastly. That's going to help. But I think Ghastly on its own, really have no feelings towards. Now, Haunter goes up. Haunter is a pretty epic guy, right next to Graveler. I think that's right. And then Gengar, he's a good guy. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna say pretty high up. Probably right next to Raichu. Yeah, right there. He's a good guy, but the design is way less cool than Haunter, and I think that matters. Onyx is one of the most such a meme-worthy Pokemon for how shitty its attack stat is, which is funny that this giant rock snake has a bad attack stat. 2, I just don't feel anything towards it. Its design, like a rock snake is a cool design, but I think it's the head. The head doesn't really do much for me. Drowsy? Something about him. He's all right. He's all right. That Drowsy. I don't want to call him a good guy though. You know, I don't know him that well. In Hypno, I'd probably put right next to him. You know, they're fine. Krabby's a crab. He's okay. You know, he fulfills his role as the crab Pokemon. Kingler, I think, looks a bit cooler. I like the idea. I like the ideas behind Kingler. I'm gonna put him bottom of good guys because I think he's good. He's a good guy. Voltorb and Electrode. Let's see. I like the idea of Voltorb a lot. The mimic, the Pokemon being like a mimic is pretty cool. I think he's a good guy just for that idea. Electrode, I fucking hate. I don't like it. He's a bad guy because he just turned himself over, and now he's just a different guy. He grew a mouth. His eyes moved. I don't even know how that works in evolution, so I'm assuming like the eyebrows punctured back in, rotated, came out the other way, and then a mouth grew on him. He's like, yeah, I'm happy now. I don't like that idea. Come on. And then I'm assuming these are the Hisuian forms. Didn't play that game. No feelings on them. Design-wise, actually, you know what? I'll put this next to this Voltorb. Because this one, you know, it's the design of the old Pokeball, so I think that's cool. Execute is what happens when you buy eggs that are about to go bad, and then they do, and now you have them. No feelings on Execute. Exeggutor is a good guy all around. I think I'm gonna put him in. Just put him in good guys. He's a good guy. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is a Alolan Exeggutor. Honestly, pretty epic. I think just taking Exeggutor, doing that is a pretty good. It's a great design if you're aware that you're taking the piss, and they are. So I like it. Cubone, I'm always gonna feel bad for the guy. His mother died. His skull's on his head, but I never learned how she died. I don't know how it happened. Was it natural causes? Was it old age? Because if it was that, then it was coming, bud. You had to expect it. But he's willing to stand up for himself. He's a good guy just for that. Before we do Marowak, we'll do a Alolan Marowak. I think it's really cool that they turned his Bone Club into a flaming Bone Club, or he's like a fire juggler guy in Hawaii. I think that's cool. I think he goes right up there next to Ponyta. I think he's pretty cool. And the normal Marowak, it's okay. I have positive feelings on it because he has a Bone Club and you can hit he can hit things with it, and I think that's neat. But other than that, not too big of a deal for me. Hitmonlee, definitely more useful than Hitmonchan, but I think design-wise it's just okay. Hitmonchan has a better design, but I still don't think much about it. I mean, we have an ad, so I'll wait to continue. But yeah, no, I think both the Hitmon, I think both of those guys, they're not bad. They're great Pokemon to have. I guess I'm just not really that big into fighting type Pokemon. They don't really have a look that I like. Lickitung is one of those Pokemon that I look at, and I think he's a bad guy. I don't think good things are going to happen if I interact with it, and I don't want to see it again. Coughing, I can only put in there okay. Because Coughing, while I think the design's cool, definitely looks like he disrespects me, and I'm not about that. Not about that life. And then Wheezing, I'm honestly going to have to give him a no feelings. I would ignore Wheezing if I saw him. Because he just looks like he's having a bad day. He's polluting everyone around him. I don't really want that, you know. And then the Galarian form of Wheezing is right up there. A lot of people like that form of Wheezing. I really didn't care for it that much. I get it, but I don't get it. You know, I get it. I get what it's going for. I get why you like it, but I don't get why you like it. Rhyhorn, kind of cool. You know, he looks like I made him in an art class, so I'm gonna give him a good guy for that. He makes me feel good, like I could do that. And then Rhydon, honestly, kind of takes Rhyhorn and makes him look way less unique. I get, it's okay though. It's okay. Chansey. The only thing about Chansey I like is the HP EVs, honestly. No feelings on Chansey. Tangela, I actually like Tangela. I like that he's, I don't even know what Tangela is. It's a grass type, so it has to be something like kelp or seaweed or something. Some sort of, like, ivy that grows around and like that, but it's like little eyes being like just him having little eyes and just only being all of that plus 2 little feet. I think that's cool. I think he's a good guy. And then Kangaskhan, I know that the baby becomes a Cubone if the Kangaskhan dies. I think lore-wise, it's kind of neat. That's kind of cool, but you know. And the Mega is kind of neat too, but no, it's okay. Oh, okay. Horsey is a cute little seahorse. I don't really have that many feelings towards it, honestly. I'm assuming that's Seadra, not Kingdra. I'm pretty sure Kingdra looks different. Oh, excuse me. Seadra, they're okay. I don't really have a lot of thoughts. No feelings. No feelings on Seadra. In fact, I put Horsey's okay. Goldeen, there's I think about that funny bit in my Minecraft video that I had with Goldeen. And for that, I have to respect it, so it's at least okay. And then Seaking? I really do not understand Seaking. I look at it, and I'm just confused. Like, I don't get what it's going for. And I don't know if I can respect it as a result. No feelings, though. I can't, like, it's not bad. Staryu, no real feelings towards. But Starmie is a good guy. I like Starmie. Mr. Mime? I don't call him a bad guy. He looks like he'd do things to me that I don't want him to. Is this Galarian Mr. Mime? What Mr. Mime is this? What form of Mr. Mime is this? Is this Galarian? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. You're a little better. You seem more sophisticated, but I have no feelings for you though. You're just not a bad guy. Scyther. I thought Scyther was cool at one point. I still think he's kind of neat, but I don't really have a lot of feelings towards Scyther. That not much at all. It's okay. Scyther's okay. Jinx. So Jinx. So a lot of Gen 1, I'm just like kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know with Gen 1 for a lot of them. Jinx is like the most on that spectrum. I just don't know. Like I just don't know. Like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I have no feelings. So it's right where it's going. Electabuzz, I gotta put him in. He's okay because I had an impression of him when I first saw him. I was like, look at this stupid motherfucker, and I think that's a good thing to have. I think it's good to have a stupid motherfucker from every once in a while, but you know, it's not something you can control. The Magmar was cool to me until it was pointed out that his eyebrow shapes kind of look like an ass, and now he's just okay. All right, Pinsir is a cool bug type Pokemon, especially when you consider its Mega Evolution. Pinsir, very cool. He's a good guy. I think he's pretty good. Tauros. So immediately, I think Tauros, and then I think a Bouffalant. I like Bouffalant more, but Tauros was there first, so I gotta give him some respects for that. He's okay. The Palladian, is it? What is it? What is Paldea? That's Paldea. The Paldean forms of Tauros. I'm just gonna go based off the normal one because I know what the fire and water ones look like, but it's just a black Tauros. And the only thing that gives me any feelings towards them is the elemental property you can get with the other two. So because of that, I think it's just okay. He's an okay guy. Magikarp. I don't know what to do with Magikarp. When you do Magikarp, you have to do it with Gyarados and vice versa. You can't do it one or the other. Because Magikarp is fucking useless, but he leads to Gyarados, and he's cool because of that. But also, he's fucking useless, and he's cool because of that. Magikarp is a good guy. I look at that fish, and I'm like, that's a good guy. And Gyarados goes right up there. Honestly, is pretty epic. I would say Gyarados is pretty great. Lapras, absolutely beautiful. Don't like that the drawing kind of gives me like the bedroom eyes while her ass is at me. I'm not comfortable with that, but Lapras is a good guy. Lapras is a good guy. And how do you rank Ditto? How do you rank, like, I feel like he'll melt in my hands. I don't know how to rank Ditto. But I like him. Good guy. Eevee got the Pikachu effect for me, where I liked Eevee, but then it became kind of oversaturated, and unlike Pikachu, there's no Smash Bros. Equivalent to Eevee. But I will give Eevee, and they're okay because it leads to the Eeveelutions. Vaporeon, good guy. I like Vaporeon. Jolteon, right next to Vaporeon. Two solid designs right there. Flareon is just okay. It looks a little too barren to be considered an evolution, or like a big enough one, you know, to like to highlight that it is an evolution, I guess. I don't know. Porygon, I don't really get it. I don't get Porygon. It's okay. I don't really have any strong feelings on Porygon. Omanyte and Omastar, I've never used these two, but I like Omastar. And Omanyte is just kind of funny. Omanyte's okay. Omastar is a good guy. I will do that. And then Kabuto and Kabutops. Kabutops kind of has the same thing with Scyther, except, you know, it's like it's just that way, I guess. And then Kabuto, I actually really like. I really like Kabuto. I think he's a good guy. It's too bad what he grew up to be. Aerodactyl. It's fine. I never really got that big into Aerodactyl. Snorlax, I have a few friends that really like Snorlax. I think Snorlax is a cool big guy. I think he's a good guy because of it. Alright, we're almost done with Gen 1. Let's move on to the legendary birds. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Articuno goes right up there. I love Articuno. He's pretty epic, I would say. Zapdos is also pretty good. Definitely put him bottom of pretty epic. He's pretty good. And Moltres, it's just okay. And I think it's just because the 3D models of Moltres make him look way more naked than he needs to look. Like, I wish he looked cooler, you know? Something about him just doesn't work. And then these are the Galarian forms for the DLC of that game, I think. The coolest one, Fire Moltres. Oh, I can only put it in pretty epic. I haven't used it, so I don't have any attachment to it, but it's pretty epic. This Articuno is pretty cool. I'd put him in he's a good guy. And the Roadrunner Zapdos is also a good guy. I like the ideas behind them. I think they were cool. Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. Dragonite's a big, stupid dragon, and I like him as a result. Dratini and Dragonair, though, they're just kind of slithering. They're okay. And Mewtwo. How the fuck Do you rank Mewtwo? The ultimate legendary Pokemon, the one that you find and you're just like, holy shit, he looks so cool. The post-game legendary. These like the legendary Pokemon. A lot of people think of Mewtwo when they think of legendary. And I like Mewtwo. I probably like him more if I watched the first Pokemon movie, but I like Mewtwo. I don't like him that much in Smash Bros., but I don't think that should go against him. I think he's a good guy. And then Mew is like right up there, right next to him. I don't like they look cool, and I think they're cool legendaries. But there's something about them that doesn't make them epic. You know what I mean? We are on Gen 2. Sorry for that. Excuse me. We're on Gen 2 now. Hopefully this one goes a lot faster since there's way less Pokemon here for Gen 2. Chikorita. Go as far to say it's a bad guy. Never really got any good feelings on him. I call him a bad guy because he hasn't helped that much. Bayleaf, I actually kind of like. I think he's a good guy. I think it's cool the way they're growing up to Bayleaf. And then Meganium, I'll put right next to Bayleaf. Only thing is that I don't get the color switch. I don't get it from green to yellow back to green. I don't get that. That's like Charmander. It's like Charmeleon. I don't get why Charmeleon became more orange. Cyndaquil. I like Cyndaquil quite a bit. I think Cyndaquil's a great fire starter design-wise. Stat-wise, it's the same as Charmander, so that's kind of lame. But pretty epic. Quilava, right there, right next to it. Pretty epic. And then Typhlosion. Honestly, even considering its artwork rather than its 3D model, I just think he's a good guy. You know, I don't think he goes up next to Quilava. I think that doesn't work. Hisuian Typhlosion, no feelings on. I haven't used it. Totodile, really like. Right next to Squirtle. He's pretty good. Croconaw, I like where it's going. I really like where it's going. He looks pretty spunky and cool right there. But for Alligator, it's just a big alligator, and it's honestly, after the design on Croconaw, yeah, he's only a good guy. I would say Gen 2 starters they're okay. I think they're about on the same level as Gen 1s besides Chikorita. Not really a fan of Chikorita at all, so. Sentret, I really don't have any feelings on Sentret. Furret, I love the Furret little walking memes, so immediately Furret is a pretty good guy because of that. Hoot Hoot is really fun to say, and I like that he has 1 foot. Noctowl, really no feelings on. Ladybug, I don't like it. Honestly, I want to tear my eyes out when I see it, and I want Letty and Extinct. I want that thing dead. Dude, fuck these two. I hate them. Yeah, just Onyx and Shelter just don't do much for me, and I think that's just because I'm not much of a Gen 1 guy. Hey, it could be worse. I could want to kill Onyx, and I could easily do it with my special attack, because he doesn't have an attack stat to kill me with. That's a burn on Onyx right there. Spinarak is funny. I like Spinarak. Something about him having a face on it. It's funny. But I'm a good guy. So I think he's a good guy because of that. Ariados, I feel nothing. It's just a big spider. Honestly, a step down from the previous. Crobat. Get up there, Crobat, dude. Get up there. I don't know if I'd put him as godlike. I don't think he's godlike, but I think he's definitely currently the top of Pretty Epic. I really like Crobat. He's really cool. Chinchou. I love Chinchou. Great Pokemon. Great friend. Pretty Epic. Right up there. And then Lantern is one of my favorite Pokemon. And I didn't even know it was Gen 2. So Lantern gets up there. Just look at him. He's a happy little electric fish guy. And I think that's really great. And Volt Absorb is very useful. It's a great Pokemon. I love Lantern. Great water type. Probably one of the best water types ever. In my opinion, anyway. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I love Lantern. Lantern's a good guy. Pichu, very cute. Big fan of Pichu. Especially because of the way they treat him in Smash. It definitely helps. Put it like up here. You know, I like Raichu more, but then Pichu and then Pikachu. Cleffa, definitely my favorite of the Clefable line, but not by much. Just a good guy. That's about it. Igglybuff. You're gonna go next to Jigglypuff, just because you're definitely rambunctious and kind of an asshole. So I'm gonna call you a bad guy because of that. Togepi. I like the idea of Togepi. The spawn of Metronome, the ultimate Metronome user. Good guy. RNG's funny. Togetic is pretty. And I don't get to use it that often. But I like Togetic. I put it right next to Togepi. Natu, low-key, is like one of the funniest motherfuckers just ever. He's funny. I like Natu. Xatu, I have no feelings towards, but Natu, he's a good guy. Definitely a good guy. I used to like Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos a lot, but they've grown down on me. And I don't know if I can justify that to anybody, but it's definitely the case. They're okay. They're useful. They're good. I'd put Ampharos in good, even. Mainly because the Mega Evolution is pretty awesome. And then Blossom, really don't have any feelings towards Blossom. I prefer Vileplume. I think Vileplume's cooler. Marill and Azumarill. So Marill, I don't like. It's okay. I don't really have too strong of feelings towards it, but Azumarill has been pretty useful. It's a pretty useful water type for me. Most times I've used it. I also really like the design, kind of the bubbly, the white bubbles on its stomach. I kind of like, so I put him in a good guy. He's a good guy. Okay, I have no idea even how to get near Sudowoodo. I have no idea even where to go with Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is... How would I describe it? I don't even know. I don't even know what I'd do with Sudowoodo. Yeah, but while I'm on it, While I'm on it, we'll do Politoed. He's a good guy. You know. I think it's a much bigger difference than Poliwhirl to Poliwrath, Poliwhirl to Politoed. I think that's much better. Sudowoodo, I'm just gonna put in. Okay, I think the idea behind Sudowoodo is good. Okay. Yeah, this is a much shorter gen to go through. We're already almost to Gen 3. Which is a much better generation. And I'm going to do Gen 3 and then cut it off. I'm going to probably try to do these in series of 3 gens per stream. Hoppip is fine. No real feelings on Hoppip. I don't even remember Skiploom. No real feelings on it, but I do like Jumpluff. He's a pretty good guy. Ipom. I don't care. I just don't care for Ipom. I don't get it. No feelings. I just do not care for it. Sunkern, though, dude. I remember people telling me Sunkern was one of the absolute worst Pokemon in the game. Fucking Sunkern is fucking epic. I do not care what you say. Sunkern carried me through a Soul Link for most of it until the other person killed the Mewtwo that it was paired with, and I lost my fucking Sunkern. I was more mad about it than they were. Don't lose my Sunkern. I was just about to evolve it to Sunflora. I think I did just evolve it to Sunflora, and then I got fucking killed thanks to the Soul Link rules. Don't fuck with me. Literally, Sunkern, Sunflora, goated. I love them. Great. Good memories. Yanma. Feel nothing. We got Wooper. Wooper's fucking epic, dude. Wooper is pretty fucking epic. And Quagsire? I love Quagsire. He's also epic, dude. They're both epic. Am I overusing the word? I don't care. And then Palladian or Paldean Wooper. Not as much epic as normal Wooper, but he's still a pretty good guy. Definitely top of good guys. Espeon and Umbreon. Espeon looks more naked than Umbreon. And for that, I think Espeon is a good guy, but Umbreon, I really like the design of Umbreon. It's pretty epic. Murkrow, pretty cool, pretty epic. I like Murkrow. He's a good guy. I know I said pretty epic, which means he probably should have been a pretty epic, but I'm just being nice. You know, I'm putting out all these. Slowking, I think, is funny. I think he's a good guy. Like, right next to the other ones. I think all 3 of them are pretty consistently, like, good. And then I have no feelings towards that form. Misdreavus, I like Misdreavus. I think Misdreavus is very cool. Such a beautiful ghost Pokemon. Ugh. I'm all burpy, sorry. I think Unknown is an interesting case. Just Unknown being every letter of the alphabet. I think that's funny. Like, having Unknown be every letter of the alphabet. Like, you needed to make a bunch of different Unknown designs for that. I think that's pretty funny. Not useful, though. Only okay, but it's funny. Wobbuffet, honestly, I'm going to call him a bad guy. Wobbuffet is... anytime he pops up, he gives me pain. I've never had a good time with Wobbuffet. I don't hate him, but he's definitely a bad guy, you know? We got an ad break real quick. Girafarig. Haha, palindrome. That's the Pokemon. I really don't care for Girafarig. Pineco, weirdly enough, I kind of like. You know, I think he's a good guy. And then Fortress, I honestly care for less. He's okay. You know, he's not bad. Dunsparce is memed a lot, and he's kind of funny because of that. But he's only okay. It's only okay. Gligar, pretty fun guy. Pretty fun No. Gligar, I think he's silly. I think he's got a lot of spunk. I think he's got a bunch to prove. I think he's a good guy. And then Steelix is better than Onix. I definitely call it okay. But I still don't care too much. Snubbull, I honestly want to kick it. Definitely a bad guy. I wouldn't kick it, but I want to. You know? And then Granbull, honestly, I have no feelings on. At least Snubbull makes me want to, like do something. But Granbull, I just don't get anything with. Quillfish, you're okay. I don't really have much thoughts on you. And then Hisuian and Quillfish, it's the same. They're just right next to each other. Scizor is the reason why Scyther was pretty low. Scizor? Pretty epic, I think. He's pretty cool. This Mega definitely helps. Shuckle? Shuckle's one of those Pokemon where I joked about it a lot. I did a lot of jokes with Shuckle. I used Shuckle to make people chuckle, even. You could say that. But Shuckle doesn't really do a lot for me. Like, I think back on those times, and I wasn't really funny. But Shuckle, my Shuckle jokes made people chuckle hoax. So, you know, there's something there. There's something there. I think he's okay. Shuckle's okay. Heracross, pretty badass. I think he's a great bug. I love him. Top of good guys. I think he's pretty fucking cool. Sneasel. I never got a lot of use with Sneasel, but I do like it. I think it's a good guy, and I have no feelings on this form. This form of Sneasel, no feelings on whatsoever. Teddiursa, pretty cute. Fan of it. Fan of Teddiursa. Is a good guy. Ursaring, right next to Teddiursa. Honestly, they're good. They're good. I like them. Oh. I don't know this Pokemon's name. I don't know it. Whatever this guy is, you know, he looks pretty cool. I think he's a good guy. He definitely wouldn't get me wrong in any conversation with any of my friends. And then Magcargo is about the same. Swinub, I kind of like that he's just flopping on the ground. I think he's good just because of that, but then I have no feelings on Piloswine. It doesn't really do anything for me. For Corsola, no feelings. This one's a little better because it's dying. Remoraid, kind of a bad guy. It's kind of boring. But Octillery is kind of neat. I like Octillery. Definitely a bottom of good guys. Delibird is a Santa Claus. I just got the name. I just got the name of the Delibird, like deliver. You get it? It's smart. It's okay. I don't really care. Mantine, literally have never had a thought in my brain about Mantine, but Skarmory is fucking cool. Skarmory is a fucking... No, not cool enough to be pretty epic, but he is a good guy nonetheless. He's a great guy. I used to not care about Houndour at all, and I honestly don't care too much about him, but Houndoom? My edginess is coming out with this one. Houndoom is fucking cool. Houndoom is pretty epic, I would say. And then Kingdra is a good guy. That's there, okay. Kingdra is a good guy. Definitely more interesting than Seadra and Horsey. I love Phanpy. He's cute. Great guy. I think he's a good. And then Donphan. Don't really care too much about Donphan. It's okay. Porygon 2. My only experience with Porygon 2 is my friend from back in my hometown used it on his competitively viable multiplayer team that he played against me when I was getting into Pokemon. I wasn't getting into the competitive scene. I just wanted to play Pokemon with my friends, and then he whooped my ass with a Porygon 2. But it's not Porygon's 2 fault. I'm giving him an okay. But be warned. Stantler is fine. Miracle's an artist. I think he's a good guy because of that. I just don't get Tyrogue. I look at it, it just makes me upset. Hitmontop, though. Hitmontop is my favorite of that line. It's neat. He's a good guy. So... I know Smoochum evolves into Jinx. I have no feelings on Jinx, but I want to fucking tear my eyes out. No, I do. I want to tear my eyes out when I see Smoochum because I do not like what it's about. I don't like its kissy face. I don't like the fact that it's a baby doing a kissy face at me. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want it near me. Kill it. Elekid has a lot to prove, and I think that's kind of cool. I like Elekid. I think they're good. Magby is a fun guy. I like Magby. Pretty cool guy right here. Magby's a good guy. Miltank. No feelings, it's a cow. Blissey, I actually appreciate the XP farm. They're okay for letting me kill it multiple times. The 3 legendary dogs. I don't know if they're actually dogs, but we're going to call them dogs. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Suicune's the coolest looking one, and I don't think it's even close. He's a good guy, for sure. Entei, also a good guy. Let me put him around there. And then Raikou is honestly the most forgettable of them, but he's still pretty cool. So I'll put him bottom of good guy. I think all 3 of them are good guys. Oh. We're getting into one of my favorite lines just in general. Dude, I love the Tyranitar line. I love Larvitar. Pretty epic guy right here. Pupitar is okay, but then Tyranitar, I'm going to put under godlike. Tyranitar is so fucking cool. One of the first Pokemon I fell in love with. I love Tyranitar. Lugia and Ho-Oh. I like Ho-Oh in terms of the foreshadowing of it. I think Ho-Oh is kind of cool for that. Definitely a good guy. Lugia looks like he has giant hands, and I think that's funny. They're about the same for me. I don't think they're anything crazy epic. Celebi is okay. Not too strong on Celebi. Put it under there, okay? Sorry. How much is there in Gen 3? Thankfully, there's quite a few alternate forms. So, we're on Gen 3. So, if you don't know me, the Trico line is my absolute favorite starter line in the entire game. I love all of them. Honestly, all three of these are godlike to me. All three of them. I think it is the perfect beginning, middle, and end to an evolution line, especially for starters. Definitely would say Gravile's my favorite. Trico is right under that, and then Sceptile. I think that's how I would order it. Lantern's probably up there. Like that. I think that's how I'd put it. But no, they're all great. Gen 3 is the generation I have the most nostalgia for. I like Gen 3 a lot. That's where I really started playing Pokemon. And I think all three of the starters for Gen 3 are genuinely fantastic. I hate that I'm so burpy. Torchic, pretty epic. Top of pretty epic. Very good guy. Then Combusken. Combusken is honestly my least favorite of any of the starter designs in Gen 3. It's just okay. We use it to get to Blaziken, who is a good guy all around. Top a good guy. Mudkip. Honestly, I'd put Mudkip in godlike. Mudkip's a godlike design for sure. Love Mudkip. Marshtomp is a big man. I really like him. He's definitely epic. And then Swampert right next to Marshtomp. I love them. Okay. Ugh. So Poochyena, to me, Poochyena is trying to be what Houndour was, and it's just not working out, man. Like, it's just not working. You're not nearly as cool as like Houndour and Houndoom. No feelings on either of them because they're not useful. They don't really do anything for me. Zigzagoon's at least kind of cute. I give him a pass for being cute. And Lanoon, honestly, I don't like Lanoon. I'd call him a bad guy. Something about him. He's a bad guy. The Galarian one, I put it like right next to the OG Zigzagoon, and same for Lanoon. I mean, it's just a different color palette on them, so. Wurmple has the face of an ass, and I kind of love it. I think he's a good guy. Cascoon and Silcoon, honestly, no feelings. You just use them to get to either Beautifly or Dustox. And these two are pretty interchangeable for me. I really don't have many on them. They're okay though. Lotad, Lotad. Lotad is pretty epic, and you're wrong if you don't agree. Lombre less so. I think Lombre is just okay, but Ludicolo, he's a good guy. Definitely a good guy. Great guy. There's a lot of Gen 3. C-Dot. So C-Dot. Honestly, this whole line is kind of whatever to me. I do like C-Dot though. I'm gonna call C-Dot a good guy. These other two, they're okay. Okay. I'm trying to get through as much as Gen 3 as possible, but honestly, getting pretty tired, pretty bored, and thirsty and hungry. So, Tailo. Tailo is okay. It's just a bird. Honestly, both of these are just birds to me. The bird Pokemon don't really do a lot for me most of the time. You can, if you couldn't tell. I do like Wingull though. I think Wingull has a lot to prove. Pelipper, kind of I'd call him a good guy. But then I think about taking a shit in him, and you know he's a good enough guy. He'd eat it, so we wouldn't have to worry about it. But also gross. You know what I'm saying? The Coomer Pokemon. First is Ralts. They're okay. I think I've seen Ralts way too much. Kirlia, really have no feelings on. And Gardevoir, pretty epic. I think Gardevoir is very good. Surskit. I like Surskit. I think they're a good guy. Masquerain, less so. Especially since I found out what their name meant recently and then was just like, okay. Shroomish, I really don't have a lot of feelings on. It's okay. And then Breloom I actually really like. I think he's pretty epic. He's up there. Okay. Blackoth, they're okay. Vigoroth, they're okay. And then Slacking, I just think of him in Scarlet and Violet because recently I just see him doing like the monkey run animation, and I think that's funny. He's a good guy for humoring me. Nincada, I never really got it. I was just like, yeah, like I have no feelings on it. But then when it evolved into Ninjask and Shedinja, then I got it. I understood it after that. I like Ninjask. He's a good guy. Very useful. And Shedinja as a package deal with that, it's pretty good too. I like Shedinja. Whismur. I used to like have I think Whismur is like very okay. There's something about Whismur I like. But then Loudred and Exploud. Loudred in specific, I'd call him a bad guy, not a big fan. But Exploud, I think he's okay. I think there's something about him that I respect. Makuhita is okay. Hariyama's kind of cool though. Hariyama's definitely a good guy. Azurill, wherever Meryl is, it's honestly the same as Meryl, so right here. Just okay. I don't really care too much about it. Honestly, I'd put it even lower. No feelings. No feelings. Nose Pass, definitely no feelings on Nose Pass. Nothing comes to me. Loudred is based because PMD. Loudred is a bad guy because he's gonna yell at me at night. I also don't like the lips. The other two in the evolution line don't have those lips, but Loudred does. So Skitty. I like Skitty. I wish I could use it. I wish it was useful. But I like it. Something about it I like. And then Delcatty. Same with Skitty. I wish I could use it more, you know? Sableye is kind of cool. You know, I think he's cool. I'd even go so far to call him pretty epic. Then Mawile. Also, I don't know how Meryl's a trans icon, but I need to know. Mawile. It's okay. I wish I understood it more. There's something about it I don't get. Aron, Lairon, and Aggron. I think Aggron is pretty cool. I like Aggron. Good guy, right? Good guy right there. Aron's a cute little guy too. He's doing his best, you know? I think he's a good guy. I think he's right up there next to him. And then Lairon, I do not get much out of. It's okay. It's not bad. Just don't get a lot out of it. Metatite, I honestly used to not like. It's grown on me a bit. It's still just okay though. And then Metacham, I don't use it that often, but I respect it. You know, he's a good guy. There's a lot of Pokemon. We're gonna call it after I get through all of Gen 3. And then I'll come back to this some point soon and finish the rest. Electrike is an electric dog I never really cared for. Manectric is literally right in the exact same boat. I never really cared for them. The Mega's cool though. Minun and Plusle. They're bad guys. Out of all the Pikachu clones, oh, these are bad guys. These are like the worst Pikachu clones ever. Because there's every game has a Pikachu clone, and Gen 3 decided to have two with Minun and Plusle, and I don't like them. They're too on the nose to be like, this is the Pikachu of this game, and I don't like it. It sucks. Illumise and Volbeat, they've never served me any use. I honestly do not like them. Roselia, thinking about just Gen 3, probably didn't care for it too much, but thinking later with Bidoof and then Roserade, Roselia is okay. I don't know the name of this Pokemon, and you will never get me to learn it. It is okay. And then Swalot, that's no feelings on Swalot. Carvanha, I honestly forget exists, and it's because of Sharpedo. I think Sharpedo is a fucking great design. I think he's epic. Carvanha is not bad though. I think he's okay. I just forget about him sometimes because Sharpedo's right there, and Sharpedo's badass. Wailmer. I like Wailmer. Wailmer is a good guy. I would say Wailmer is a good guy. Wailord is a huge man. And honestly, he has served me pretty good whenever I've used him. I think Wailord's pretty epic, especially since he's massive. Like, holy shit. Numel. Oh, sorry. Whew. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm very burpy. So it's really bad right now. Numel, I like. He's okay. He's okay. Camerupt is the same way. And then Torkoal, I think of as the Torkoal that Flannery uses, and honestly makes me upset. But not because it's a bad Pokemon. It's okay. It just doesn't go any higher because of my feelings on it. I like Spoink. I like that he has to keep bouncing in order to live. It's a sad life for him, but maybe he likes bouncing, so maybe it's not even that bad. Maybe he lucked out. Grumpig, I like it still, but it's not nearly as good as Spoink to me. Definitely, it's okay. The cool thing with Spinda is all the different Spindas there are. Like almost every single Spinda is gonna have a different pattern on it. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that's cool. So I'm giving it a they're okay just for that. But other than that, I don't really care for Spinda that much. This whole line is killer. He absolutely likes bouncing. That's good. That's good. Good on him. Honestly, great. Yeah, this whole line is good. Like, they're at least good guys. Trapinch is definitely a good guy. Vibrava, well, I think design-wise might be my favorite of the line. Still just a good guy for usefulness. And Flygon, no, Flygon's the best-looking one. Never mind. Yeah, right next to Lotad. Spinda has a lot of personality. Oh yeah, Spinda. There's a lot about Spinda to like. I just don't get it. It's not me, you know. Not for me. It's okay. It's not bad. Cacnea and then Cacturn. So weirdly enough, Cacnea, super memorable. Love Cacnea. Good guy, I would say. Very good guy. We got an ad break, so I'll wait. No, definitely not. I did at first, and then I remembered I was wrong. Anyway. Cacturn. I like Cacturn. I'm honestly gonna move Cacnea to pretty epic. I think Cacnea is pretty epic. I like Cacnea a lot. I mean, that's why. Well, Cacnea is cool. Cacnea is very cool. Cacturn is honestly more forgettable for me. I still like it though. I still think it's a good Pokemon. I still like it. I just forget about it a bit. Swablu and Altaria, the thing that confuses me about these Pokemon is that they don't feel like dragons to me. I feel like they don't earn their right to be called a dragon. But Altaria is still good. I still like Altaria. And put him as a good guy. Swablu I really don't feel too much for. So, it's okay. Oh, my nose is stuffy. Zangoose. I don't get it. I don't get what it's all about. Design-wise, I like it, but I don't get it. I don't get it. It's okay, though. I like the design. It's okay. Seviper. Oh my god, stop being stuffy, nose. Seviper. Very much like it. I think it's a cool-looking snake. What is this? Yeah, I think it's cool. It's too bad I don't use it that often. These two are the epitome of I feel nothing. Because when I say I feel nothing for Lunatone and Solrock, I mean I feel nothing for Lunatone and Solrock. I do not feel shit. Like nothing about them like screams to me. Oh fuck. So Barboach. No feelings on. And Wishcash. I think the idea that this Pokemon design is actually not that bad, like, to use, is funny. So he's good just for that. He's good just for that, I think. Maybe. Bottom of good. Very bottom of good. And then Corphish is kind of whatever. You know, I don't really care. It's okay. But Crawdon is fucking cool. Crawdon's cool. He's a good guy right there. I save pretty epic and godlike for a lot of things. Okay, I need to know. I need that feeling to come to me. Baltoy, I like the idea of it, so it's okay. And Claydol is honestly about the same. I mean, I can't dislike Pokemon designs. That's fair. For some reason, I can very heavily dislike Pokemon designs. And we will get there at some point down the line in the future. But Cradily and Lileep, whichever one is which, I like them both equally. I think they're both cool. Not pretty epic. I call them good. I call them good. They're pretty good. Yeah, no, there's specific Pokemon that I look at and I want them to immediately explode and not exist anymore. And I have my reasons for them. Anorith. Anorith is okay. I like its eyes. I think it's funny. It's okay. And Armaldo is kind of cool. Definitely a good guy. Feebas, this motherfucker is kind of dumb. I'll be honest. He's kind of dumb. Not enough to be a bad guy, but enough to... Maybe he is enough to be a bad guy. Oh, I'm thinking about it. Do I think Feebas is a bad guy? I might think Feebas is a bad guy. I think I'm going to put him there. He's fucking dumb. As he turns into this, he turns into Melodic, which is a great Pokemon. Absolutely love it. Good Pokemon. Good guy right there. But why the fuck does Feebas turn into that? Like, I don't get it. It's, Cast form. This is, I think, Gen 3 was when they added weather conditions, if I'm not mistaken. So they were trying to play with that, I think, for cast form. We're ranking all the forms together as one. Why did they give the sperm boobs? They gave the sperm tits. Just for that, you're a bad guy. You don't give it to sperm. That's just a problem. You don't do that. You don't give it to sperm. Okay? Chill, Game Freak. Jesus. Kecleon, kind of funny. They're okay. I really like Shuppet and Bayonet. I think they're both pretty epic. I think they're great ghost type designs. I love them. They're great. Duskull and Dusclops. Oh, sorry. Duskull and Dusclops, I would say... they're good. I prefer Duskull to Dusclops. Good guy. And Dusclops, he's also a good guy, but it's lower. Tropius, I wish was cooler. There's something about Tropius that I like. I think he's a good guy design-wise, but there's not enough on him that makes him useful and great. Chimecho, honestly, this is like one of the most no-feeling Pokemon I have. I feel nothing towards Chimecho. Like, I look at it and I just like, okay, good on ya, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't get it. Absol's cool though. I do like Absol. Actually, I know this song. Why not? I like it more than Wobbuffet. That's because I don't like Wobbuffet. He's a bad guy. Why not? I think it's okay. It's growing. It still has time to learn, but it never learns. So maybe that should lower it. But I give it the benefit of the doubt. Snorunt and Glalie confuse me. I like Snorunt. Snorunt's a good guy, but I don't get Glalie. I just don't get it. It's okay. It's not bad, but I just don't get it, Oh, okay. All right. We're on good shit right now. Spheal? Spheal. To the moon. Pretty fucking epic. Right next to Wooper. Same energy as Wooper. Spheal is so good. I don't remember the middle evolution's name. It's good. It's a good middle evolution. Walrein is pretty badass. Definitely bottom of pretty epic. I like Walrein. Definitely cool. Clamperl, this is the first shiny I ever got, and it was through a trade. So it doesn't count. Clamperl. It's okay. No, I don't feel anything towards it. was thinking about it, and I was just like, the shiny thing might attach me a bit. It didn't. Huntail? Is that Huntail? I think that's Huntail. Huntail, Gorebyss, and Relicanth. All three of these are no feeling Pokemon for me. I'm surprised I remember their names. I feel like Huntail might be wrong on them, but I'll guess it anyway. Love Disc. Love Disc, no feeling on it. I feel like it could have been cooler, but like I feel like it could have evolved into something cool, but it hasn't yet, and I think it's kind of lame. So Bacon is okay. I like Shelgon. I think Shelgon is a pretty good guy. Now we're on Salamence and Roaring Moon. They're both fucking cool. Salamence is already pretty cool. You're already pretty fucking epic. But then Roaring Moon just makes it cooler. Why would you not like it? Like, that is high up on pretty epic. That's fucking great. That's a great Pokemon. Beldum looks like a toy that I would use for my ass, so it's a good guy for that. I'm sure it'd help out. Matang kind of looks like he'd serve me coffee. Weirdly enough, I think when I think Matang, I think coffee served to me on like a platter, and he's holding it. I think that's cute. I think he's a good guy for that too. Metagross is pretty cool. I like Metagross. He's a good guy. Pretty high up there on the good guys list. I think I'm gonna move Blaziken to pretty epic just to be nice, because I do really like. I'm gonna actually move these three up here. I think they're great. I think they all deserve it. I think they're all pretty epic. Okay, I don't know if this is controversial. I never really cared for the Regis. They're all kind of no feeling guys for me. They have Explosion. That's funny. I think Registeel is the best one for that. I'll give him a good guy. You know, I think he's good. I like Registeel, but most like even Regigigas, all the Regis, I really haven't cared much for. The Megas are both the same. I don't. Okay, Latios and Latias. I like them as a duo. I like them as a pair. This is like Minun and Plusle, but cool. So they're good guys. Let me see the colors on them. I'm gonna have to give it to Red. I'm gonna say Red makes it to pretty epic. I don't remember which one's which, but you go to good. And then we got Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. We'll do Rayquaza first. This is like peak legendary. This is like one of my favorite legendary Pokemon. And then weirdly enough, I think Groudon is right next to it. I love Groudon. And I like Kyogre a lot. I think most of the legendaries in Gen 3 work really well. I like Kyogre a lot, but still only pretty epic. I think I like those two more. Jirachi wish stalling me in like randomizers always pissed me off. But I think it's okay, you know. It's not a bad design. It's not really nothing much I can think about it. I'm just going to put most of these here and rate the one Deoxys. Design-wise, I think it's very cool. Usefulness, it's honestly one of the least useful legendaries I've ever used. but I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good guy just because he looks cool. And that puts us on Gen 4, which means I'm going to stop it here because I'm getting tired and hungry, and I don't want to burn myself out on doing this. The plan is to do 3 gens per stream. I will save the list of where it is currently, and I'll come back to this. I will. So, for right now, thanks for anybody that tuned in. I probably should plug subscriptions more, or plug donations, or whatever, but it's too late now. Whatever. Sub if you want. Tip if you want. I don't think we have enough viewers for me to want to raid somebody. Normally I like to do that, but I want to have people there for them to like keep. So, you know. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya next time I'm ranking Pokemon.